This video was made possible thanks to EA Game Changers. Hello guys, Antoine here for Simarchitecture and welcome back to a new video. So after such a long time, I'm finally back with this new video in which we're trying the new expansion pack, which is Cottage Living. And I know there's a lot of you were waiting for this expansion pack. And when you will be watching this video, it will come out tomorrow. So yes, it's finally coming. I had the chance, thanks to the EA Game Changers program, to have an early access to the expansion pack. So, as you know, I'm not really fond of gameplay, so I decided to test it with a new build. So I decided to build a little English cottage, because of course, this expansion pack is all about building cottages. And as you may know, the word where the expansion pack is taking place, Bathilda Bagshot, is inspired by the English countryside. So yes, an English cottage was probably the best option for a new build. So as I'm talking right now, I didn't try the gameplay yet. I know there are a lot of things to do with the Sims with this new expansion pack, but yes, as always, I focused on the build and buy mode, and I can already tell you this is a beautiful expansion pack. I also explored the word that we have with this expansion pack, and I can already tell you it's one of my favorites. I'm always saying that my favorite word is the one with cats and dogs, Brindleton Bay, but this one is really, really beautiful. First of all, which is for me a very important point, the light is absolutely amazing. Everything looks brighter, the morning, the sunrise is absolutely beautiful. It has a very vibrant sort of orange pink color, which is very amazing. And yes, during all the day the light is super great, so just for that it's one of my favorite words. Also, the word itself and the way it was created is very nice, because it really feels like the countryside. There's a lot of space, you can really breathe actually. There are a lot of trees everywhere, there are waterfalls, there's some secret areas, some ruins. It is a really picturesque place, and yes, it's very inspiring for a builder, I think. Whether you're into tiny cottages or big countryside, English manors, everything here can inspire you to build something great. So just for that, I would say this is a great word. So in the future, I will build more houses on different lots in this word, because I love them all. You know, in some of the other words, I usually only build on one or two different lots, but the other one are not very interesting for me because I love to build big estates and so on. But here we have quite big lots and only one 64 by 64 lot, but the location is super nice, so it's not too much of a problem. And as you can see right now, you have a small lot, but it doesn't feel like a small lot because it's not surrounded by streets or anything, just in the middle of nowhere, so it feels like you have a huge garden surrounded by the forest, so it's super nice. Now I can tell you a bit more, if you want, about the content that we have. To be fair, this is probably not the expansion pack with the most objects. There were probably more objects in Get Together or Cats and Dogs, but the objects that we have are very high quality, and very cool, and they also really work fine with some other objects of other packs. I'm thinking of the knitting expansion pack or the countryside kitchen. I can't remember really how it was called. Get Together works really fine with this new expansion pack as well. Yes, so all the fans of countryside houses and rustic architecture will be very happy with this pack, and also with the way it's working with the other packs. We don't have much items in the walls and floors category. This is probably one of the things that I don't really like about this pack. There are too little selection of new patterns. We have 2 wallpapers and 2 floors, stone floor and wooden floor, which are nice, but probably can't be used everywhere in any build, especially the stone pattern, which is not probably the easiest pattern to use. But yes, the objects are really detailed and amazing, especially those new roofing items that we have that will allow you to create a thatch roofing. I think that's a word. Yes, because thatch is not really a word I'm using in everyday life, so I had to Google it, but I think that's how it's called. Those big roof made of straw. I think it's a thatch roof cottage, that's how you call it. Which, by the way, I didn't use in this build. This is just a regular roof, but probably in the future I will build something with a thatch roof, especially for fairy tale inspired building. That could be really amazing. Yeah, so the build and buy mode is very complete, or no, not complete, how to say that? Yeah, there are a lot of items, that's what I mean. There are items for every single room of the house. So you have bathroom items, bedroom items, kitchen items, living room items, even though I would have liked to have a bit more seats, because you have 1 armchair, 1 big sofa, a 3-people sofa, no, a 2-people sofa, so it's a little too big for some houses, I guess. And so yes, 1 chair, 1 sofa, and 1 armchair, which is gorgeous, really beautiful. The swatches are amazing, but we only have 1. So that would be my biggest regret about the objects that we have. Yes. What I can tell you is that all the swatches are really cool. They're beautiful patterns that really match the style of the word and the atmosphere. It really feels like countryside, so this is really a great point. And finally, something that everyone will get, no matter if you have the expansion pack or not, but we have a new tearing tool, which is the pond tool. So you can finally do real pond. You don't have to do the trick with the swimming pool or whatever. You have now a real tool. And yeah, it's amazing because it looks much more natural. And you will see it, I created a little pond here with some other items that we have. You can place ducks, dragonflies, those flies that make light. I don't know how they're called in English, I'm sorry. So yeah, you can really create a living pond with a lot of little animals and insects, so it's really fine. The only items that I didn't use in this build and that we'll probably use in a future build are all the items related to the farm. So there is a stable for, it can be used, I guess, for cows and horses. I'm not sure, but at least for cows. There is a little tree for the wild birds. There's another small tree for wild rabbits. There is a chicken house. There's probably a word for chicken house, but I'm not sure how it's called. So you probably get my point with the chicken house. There are also some items if you want to do your own vegetable garden, some fences and so on, so you can really have your own farm or at least vegetable garden. And yes, it's just amazing, I think, because it brings real life in the game, and that's something really cool. I'm not saying that farming is the same in real life as in the game. Of course, this is an idealized version of farming and countryside life. But yeah, it's nice to have more activities and possibilities in the game. And I'm sure that people who are more into gameplay will find it great. Now, I think I almost told you everything about this build. I probably didn't tell you everything about the pack, but some other creators will do it in a better way than me, because I'm just a builder and not a real player, if I can say. So I suggest you to check out the other videos made by the Game Changers. You'll probably discover amazing things. And yes, now I would be happy to have your opinion about this build, about the expansion pack. Are you willing to buy it or not? Yes, please feel free to tell me in the comments what you think about this pack and so on, and I will be happy to answer you. Now I will let you enjoy the end of the video, and I will see you next time. Bye!